Everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, we are streaming and recording, so I'm going to stop the share and you guys can conduct your meeting.
Thank you, Frank. All right, are we ready to get started?
I believe so.
All right. We have a quorum, right, Aaron? 1, 2.
Yes, we are, right
3,
now
4,
I only
5.
have
Yes.
missing voting members of Richard, Connor, and Kathy.
Okay. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Second? Thank you, Rich. All in favor? Aye.
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 Do we have any public comment?
I have no public comment and I don't see anybody in attendance to speak.
None heard? Secretary's report.
All right, so we have, hold on, shoot, forgot. 149 properties on the blighted list. We took 18 properties to the Planning Commission in May to be declared blighted for action by the Redevelopment Authority, which will be taken at the June meeting for their approval for taking condemnation proceedings. Of that, there's an additional 18 properties that are under some kind of remediation by homeowners. There's several on the list as we work through it that hopefully in the next few months will be coming to the committee for blight rescission. So we got some coming on, but we have some coming off the list as well. So that's my report for today.
All right. Was there any correspondence?
I have no correspondence in the past month from anyone in regards to blighted properties on the list.
Old business.
Nothing for the agenda at this time.
Anybody else? None heard? All right, new business. Mr. Mike?
Okay. Good morning. First up, we have 2426 State Street. This is on the west side, right by the Zodiac Cafe. It's the same owner as the property next door at 2424, which is already on the blighted properties list. We have cases on this dating back to 2015, but several times it's been quote unquote being sold or in the process of being bought by a developer. So we would back off, and now it's been going on for quite a while. It looks like the owner Larry died in 2020 and his wife Rebecca died in 2016, and it's abandoned, it's vacant. We've sent notices out in July of 15, June of 20, April of this year and June of this year. They're the taxes are paid. That's the weird part. Somebody's paying the taxes, but the water's been shut off since 2019, and there's water liens on it, and almost $3,000 worth of water liens on it. The south side porch there is collapsed in, and the grass is extremely high, and the electric is also off.
So we don't know if it's an estate or if somebody is handling it. I mean,
If it is an estate, nothing's been done with the other one. And the house next door with is the same owner. I don't have the list in front of me, but I think was blighted last year, Aaron, 24. So I couldn't find any record of an estate. And if there is, they're not doing anything with either two of these properties. They're adjoining properties owned by the same people.
right. So, but we can't find out who's paying the taxes.
I don't have that information.
I'm asking just generally, is that public record? Can we find that information or is that closed?
I'm not sure. I would think county might have record of it.
Yeah, I'll reach out to the county and see if they can provide any information on that, if that's public record or not.
The one next door that is 24 is, I think it's being taken through foreclosure. So I'm wondering if the bank is paying the taxes on this one as well. That's just speculation on my part.
Could be.
All right, do I have a motion to blight?
So moved.
Yeah, Andy, I will make a motion to blight.
Second by PJ.
Yeah, I'll second it. Thanks, Andy.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, next up, we have 1737 West 6th Street. This one was kind of tricky to get pictures to show the committee because it is so overgrown you can't really see the house. I did the best I could, but I did a little digging on this one. It's been in our record since 2019. The father, Lewis, he passed away in 2010, and there was a mother and daughter living there. Their daughter died this past March, and we don't have any record of where the mother is, but the neighbors are saying that she was removed and placed in a home, and the house is vacant and abandoned. It's really, really hard to tell vacancy, but to me, it looks like it is vacant. There are the water is active, and there was a large balance on it, but there was a bankruptcy filed, and the balance was settled through the bankruptcy court. We had sent notices in May of 19, quality of life ticket in July of 19. They were cited in August of 20 and November of 20. Both no-shows, both found guilty and fined $300. There's a repair demo issued in June earlier this month, and I still haven't got any response from them. It's so overgrown you can't even really get to the front door. It's got some roof issues, a little bit of peeling paint. There's a door missing, some material there. There's junk and debris and garbage in the back and side yard, and it's not being mowed. As far as we can tell, based on the story the neighbors it's in an area where the neighbors kind of keep watch closely over it. And they say that the woman is in a home and nowhere to be, no one's heard from her.
We do get a great deal of complaints on this property.
Yes, we do.
Mike, the water's on, but did they send anything over? Is there usage of the water or is it just an active account?
So I talked to the water authority, and there was usage in the water up until March. And then in March, they said, I forgot the measurement they gave me, but it was very minimal to no usage. So if there is someone living there, they're not using any water, but just based on speculation and observation from the neighbors, they were telling me that she's been pulled out of there.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to blight?
I'll move to blight.
I'll second.
Second,
Oh, sorry.
Rich, thank you. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, next up, we have the Starlight Hotel, 901 West 4th Street. We've been dealing with this property for quite a while. At one point, the police had seized it. The original case dates back to January 1st of 2016 under the previous owner. In August of 18, it was posted uninhabitable. We've sent notices out with a new owner in December of 2019. And then some work started in January of 20 without permit. So there was a stop work order issued. And then in February of 2020, an electrical permit was applied for, but no work or inspections or anything was followed through up with the electrical permit. And then in June of 2020, we posted another order to correct to the door because we didn't get response from our mailing orders. And same thing in October, still no response. So we posted it again in October of 20, posted the notice to the door. And then in October 26th of 20, we posted it uninhabitable again under the new owner to make her aware that it's uninhabitable, and still no response. And then in April of this year, since we weren't getting response to our mailings, we posted another notice to the door, and we mailed another notice in April along with that posting. So the same posting was mailed and posted to the door. In June of this year, I posted a repair demo order to it. The water is active, but there is little to no consumption, so there is no one in there. There are taxes owed over $4,000 from 2020 and 2021. The owner contacted me and stated that she's going to do the repairs, but we have heard this before regarding this property. So this is why I'm presenting it for blight in case it doesn't happen.
Mike, doesn't she own other properties too in Erie?
Yes, she does. She owns a couple other properties. One of them on Warfel, we just blighted last meeting, but I think she has something worked out with the redevelopment authority regarding that property, doesn't she, Aaron?
Yeah, she had conversations with me, and I sent her the agreement for donation of Warple, but I have not received it back.
Yes.
Do you have any idea why was that the one where she bought it as a quick claim or something? I mean, I guess I'm just so suspicious of this woman, from Staten Island finds this property in Erie, and this particular property has such a sullied history. I mean,
Sure.
I will tell you, this place has been a mess since I was a kid going to St. Andrew's School in the 1960s. So it's all those years, but what's the deal with her? Do we know?
I don't know personally. She took ownership of this one in April of 19. I'm not sure. I think she intends on making this a rooming house is what she told me over the phone, but so have a lot of people, and it's never happened. She, like I said, she applied for the electrical permit, but nothing followed through. And then I informed her that, and most of the repairs she's going to need in there is going to need permits and proper inspections. And if they get done, then it can be removed from the blighted list. But I just, as a added security, I'd like to see it blighted.
Do we know anything more about her? I think I did Google her after the last time her name was mentioned. I mean, is she like a big time investor in properties in rundown neighborhoods across the country? Does anybody know? I mean, do we know anything more about Gina?
I do not. I've dealt with her on this one and on the one on Warfield, and she does respond. She responds to the repair demo orders. She has responded to that.
Okay. What does our West Bay friends, have they weighed in on this?
Mhm.
They're the ones that brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been brought up, Liz, by Anna and are working with Anna. And I mean, it's, like you said, it's been a problem since you were a kid, Liz. So
Yeah.
I think at one point recently it was seized by the police for criminal activity.
Well, yeah, because there was a homicide outside there.
yeah.
So
Well,
I think it was
I'll
outside, not
move to
inside.
Blight. I mean, Liz brings up lots of good questions that we could do. Anyone who's an investigative reporter, Elise used to be one, maybe you could do some find some
Hey, I'm
information
going to
out
New
for
York
us.
this weekend. I'll ask my husband if we can swing through Staten Island on the way to Long Island. No, I probably won't do that, but yeah, I'll keep looking.
I'll move to Blight.
I'll second.
Andy, you're muted.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 So when she called me, she did seem very cooperative, but I just would like to make sure that repairs happen. And that's all I have this month. Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, Andy, I have a question. This is PJ, and I don't know who to direct this to, whether it's to you or Councilwoman Allen or even Kathy. But when are we going to resume these meetings in person at City Hall? I mean, has there been a discussion about bringing things back to City Hall yet, now that people are fully vaccinated?
Yeah, well, Aaron even had asked that, but we just decided it was going to be easier for us to get this up and running so soon after City Hall opening, just to do it virtually this time. So, and it's PJ, it's still a little unclear because moving forward, meetings will most likely be hybrids for a while or perhaps forever, just because of the ease of people who can attend and can't physically get to City Hall. So we'll probably do a hybrid, but what that looks like is still a little unknown. And Frank's on the call, he might even know more. And then there's also a complication where BPRC used to be held in room 500, which is the 5th floor of City Hall. But now under new protocols, I believe all meetings are going to be held in city council chambers, all meetings. So that makes city council chambers awfully popular, the demand for it quite high. And I'm just not sure how we even go about scheduling the space, who monitors that, who maintains the calendar. So there were more questions that we had about actually physically hosting an in-person meeting that still hadn't gone unanswered. So we decided virtual was easier for everyone. And hopefully by July, we'll have figured all those things out.
Very good. I'm not, let me be very clear for the record. I'm not asking because I want to necessarily meet in person. It's just, I know that county government has had the courthouse open for quite some time, and I know that City Hall recently opened again for the first time. So I was just curious when we might be getting, back to that sort of public meeting,
Oh, Frank says he has no further answers to what I just said. So thanks, Frank. So anyway, we're still figuring it out. But the logistics of it, PJ, of getting right now, if you come into City Hall, you have to be greeted at the front by whoever you are there to see, and escorted to their office, and then escorted out of the building. So the logistics of doing that times however many people on this call would be coming into City Hall wouldn't work. So that's why we thought, well, we'll just have it at city council chambers and everyone can just walk in and go straight into city council chambers without the need of a staff person escorting you there. But then again, the logistics of how to use that space, we're not familiar with yet. So we'll figure it out, PJ.
Very good. Thank you.
And speaking as a city council person, I think one of the advantages we've learned during this time of the pandemic is that I would be in favor of having some kind of hybrid because of, well, first of all, I just looked at the gas prices yesterday. Now, normally I would probably ride my bike downtown, but hey, if I can avoid going down, taking the car downtown, but all of 3 miles, I think it's more environmentally friendly to be able to log into this meeting this way. but for members of the public too, I think what we can do, and I'm speaking overall, not just about Blighted Property Review Committee, is to use this as an opportunity to allow, citizens who might not normally want to take the time or have the means to get to City Hall for a meeting. I mean, there are advantages in what we've learned about technology. And I know with, although at our last city council meeting, we had nobody in person or waiting in the queue to speak to us. So I don't know what that was all about, but normally we've had really good public participation in city council meetings via Zoom after really Frank was able to work out all the logistics as to who spoke when. So just think of it as a way to increase transparency and public engagement. I think is a way to kind of like go forward with a philosophy in terms of public meetings, because these are public right now. So anyhow, that would be my position as somebody who likes to see civic engagement, but for certain meetings like this one, which I'm actually making longer than it has to be, for a 20-minute meeting, it's great to be able to do this from home. So
It also kind of saves paper. I used to print these reports out and give a copy to everyone in the meeting. Now, with me just being able to scan them and email them, it saves paper that way.
yeah,
I was going to say that too,
yeah.
Mike. I appreciate that we're saving trees in the process too. And so does Sarah Peelman.
All right, anything else?
I'll adjourn. Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
I
All right.
Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
I-
you.
Thank you.
See you next month.
mean, I was thinking, I thought oh, where are you?